Of all the Japanese car makers, you can always count on Suzuki to build a conservative car. Apart from the fantastic Swift Sport, Suzukis are for level-headed people who prefer value for money than va-va-voom. But this could be about to change with the new Ignis.
But let's be honest, in the past you've never got the sense that styling has been a key concern at Suzuki. Chief examples have been the Baleno, the Alto, and the really quite awful X90.
But not with this, because, well, just look at it. It's fun, it's distinctive, and it's appealingly Japanese and weird. And it seems Suzuki has discovered retro styling because the rear pillars hark back to the Suzuki SC100 WizKid from the 1970s.
The attention to detail on the outside very much is repeated in here because there's some really nice design themes in here. I love the way the body exterior colour is repeated on the door handles and on the transmission tunnel here, and I particularly love the way the WizKid styling cue is down there as well. I like the way the white contrasting trim is on the dashboard and on the door trims, and the quality in here is absolutely fine. Yes, these plastics are a little bit scratchy, but it all feels very well screwed together. There's a lot of adjustment in the driver's seat, which is good, although the steering only adjusts up and down, not in and out. There is a good amount of storage in here though. There's a couple of cup holders down here and a tray to put your mobile phone, and there's two easily reachable USB charging ports. There's a decent sized glove box, and the door bins pass the car by a big bottle test. And if that's not enough, there's another cup holder here which also fits a 1.5 litre bottle of water.
There are 3 trims on offer, but the mid-spec SZT is our pick of the range with its 16-inch alloys, roof rails, Bluetooth, sat-nav and a reversing camera. But no matter which version you go for, there's a colourful mixture of interior plastics giving a youthful look.
The young families are going to really like the Ignis because there's ISOFIX points for both seats back here, and adults are going to like it as well because there's a huge amount of space for a little city car. Now there's a good amount of knee room. That seat is set up in my driving position. I'm just over 5'10", but the big thing back here is the amount of headroom thanks to the boxy dimensions. Look, I've got loads of it. Now the entry-level Ignis comes with 5 seats, but the mid-level trim and upwards has 2 seats back here, but they are individually adjustable, so you can have not much room for your knees and a big boot, or vice versa. But it's only the top trim level comes with rear electric windows. The 2 other models come with, look at this, keep fit windows. You don't see that very often. Now despite the SUV styling, this still is very much a city car and one with a small boot. Having said that, the amount of space you've got is pretty good for the class. Now it's much larger than cars like the Renault Twingo, and despite there being quite a drop down into the boot floor, but the space is very usable. If I just grab this large weekend bag, you could easily fit probably about 4 of those in there, and if you want to make the space larger, you can fold down the rear seats, and that is a pretty good amount of space for a city car.
Under the bonnet is all very straightforward. There are just 2 engines, an 89 brake horsepower 1.2 litre petrol, or the same engine mated to an electric motor to create what Suzuki calls a mild hybrid. There's also the option of 4-wheel drive, manual and automated manual gearboxes.
This is the 1.2, and actually it's the same engine you'll find in the Suzuki Swift and Baleno. And whilst it's not particularly clever, it's 4 cylinders as opposed to 3, and there's no turbocharger, it's just a really sweet and pleasant little engine. It's really revvy and punchy, and when mated to this excellent little 5-speed manual gearbox, it makes for a really fun and entertaining driving experience. So behind all the wacky styling, it's all very straightforward and pleasant.
It's pretty economical too. Over 400 miles, we average 51 mpg from this 1.2, and that's compared to a claimed 61 mpg. The hybrid is the greenest though, with CO2 emissions of 97 grams per kilometre and claimed mpg of 65.7, and 4-wheel drive only bumps up these numbers by a tad.
Something as quirky as this was never going to be faultless, was it? And there are a few problems with the Ignis, the first of which is visibility and that C-pillar, that quirky retro design C-pillar, because it is quite a blind spot. Elsewhere, well, this steering wheel only adjusts up and down, not in and out, which can mean getting the perfect driving position a little bit difficult. And whilst these seats look very comfortable on a long motorway journey, they're not particularly supportive. What else? Well, whilst the steering is absolutely fine on the motorway, around town it's just a little bit rubbery, it's just very imprecise. And it's this infotainment system. Now, it's not the same system Suzuki uses in the Baleno or the Vitara, it's a bought-in Pioneer system, and the graphics are just horrible. And it does this. I haven't seen something like that for years. It's a type of thing that people used to put in their modded Citroen Saxos in the early 2000s. It's very naff. Now, there may be a few flaws with the Ignis, but they don't take away from the fact that this is a tremendously fun and desirable little city car. Now, if you're interested in one, make sure you check out our review of the Renault Twingo or our City Cars playlist. And don't forget to press our logo to subscribe to our channel.